Hey guys, what's up? It's Eunice and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I got this fall simple glam everyday makeup look that I've been wearing basically every day, because it does take a while to get this look because it's more on simple glam as opposed to the everyday makeup. It usually takes me around 20 minutes to finish this look, but since I am talking to you guys in this video, it's gonna take a while. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. To prime my lids, as usual, I'm using the Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base. This is super duper affordable and I love it because, like I said, it's super affordable. Applying that on my lids, and now I already have my brows on because I've done a lot of videos about my brows. So if you want to see how I got like this brow look, just watch one of those videos. And I know everybody does their brows differently, so we'll focus on the eyeshadow part for this tutorial. Now that they're primed, it's time to set it, and I'm just going to use my Essence All About Matte Fixing Powder to set my lids. So for eyeshadow, we're using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I really love this palette because it has a good amount of neutral matte and shimmer shades that's perfect for fall time. It is a warm tone palette. So for transition shade, I'm using the shade Burnt Orange, and just starting on the outer corners using circular motions and then bringing that in. And then if you feel like the shape is not right, you can immediately just wipe that off. Now I'm taking a tapered blending brush and I'm using the shade Dusty Rose, and I'm going to apply that on my crease as well. And then I'm just going back to my blending brush, and then I'm just going to blend those two shades together. Just dipping a little bit into that burnt orange, just kind of applying that on the outer edge of my crease area. Now I'm taking Sienna and I'm applying that on my outer corner. To deepen the look a little bit more and have that more fall, I'm taking the shade Mulberry and I'm laying that on top of Sienna. Then, of course, going back to my blending brush and just blending all my shadows together. Now I'm taking the shade Tempera and I'm just using my ring finger. I'm applying that on the inner half of my lid. Now for the inner half, I'm going to take Glistening, again with my index finger. Shimmers always, all the time, applies a lot better using your index finger. I mean, your ring finger. Just kind of laying that on top of Tempera. And then I'm going to use the shade Rose Pink for the outer half of my lid. Then of course, going back to the blending brush and just redefining that crease. I always go back and forth and reapply like the lighter shade just because sometimes the darker shade overpowers it a little bit. And now it's time to replicate this to this eye. So now that we're done with the eyes, it's time to fix my face. For primer, I am going to be using the Becca First Light Primer. This is still my favorite, and as you can see, I am almost out of it. For foundation, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I am using the shade 320N, and if you want to see a full video on this foundation, then I'll be linking that up here somewhere on one of the cards. Love this because, like I said, it has a luminous, dewy look, and for someone who has dry skin, that is one of the best things that was ever created for me. Anyway, just one pump, and then we'll build on the areas where I need additional coverage. What I like to do whenever I apply foundation is I start on the areas where I have a lot of imperfections, and that's where I have like scarring, some little micro zits and whatnot, and then I'm just using my beauty blender and I'm just going to kind of blend that outward to the other areas of my face. I don't really apply that much foundation on my under eye area because we are going in with a concealer to highlight and conceal any dark under eyes, any dark circles, I mean. That is just gonna help prevent the foundation or our makeup from looking too cakey because we have applied way too much product. So if I'm going in with a concealer on an area, a specific area of my face, I don't really apply that much foundation on that area anymore. So since I still have a little bit of scarring appearing on these areas, I'm going to go ahead and take a second half pump. And I'm just going to build the foundation on those areas. For concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is my favorite. I use the shade Natural Beige, and I'm also almost out of this. So I'm trying to finish this up, and then I'm going to try out a different concealer for wintertime this year. So yeah, I'm excited for that, but at the same time, I feel I can't let go of this, and I feel like I'm going to repurchase this as soon as I finish it. But anyway, I'm just going to concentrate this on the under eye area, just a couple of dots. I don't really apply that much because, like I said, I don't want any cakey makeup. And then for my beauty blender, I'm just going to spritz it with the Anastasia Dewy Set Mist. You can use any setting spray for this technique. I find that spritzing your beauty blender with a setting mist before blending in your concealer really helps with thinning it out while keeping that coverage but not make it look cakey, and just helps like give it that nice radiant glow. Now to set that, I'm taking this Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder, and I am just going to use this tapered highlighting brush from Luxie, and I'm just going to lightly set my under eye. Now it's time to contour and bronze my face. Y'all know this, I always use this, the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I've hit pan on all three of the contour shades. What I have been doing recently is, for me not to waste like the darker shades, since this is like way too dark for me, what I like to do is I kind of dip into that and then mix a little bit of the lightest shade, because this one is way too light, in order to get the perfect medium shade for my skin tone. So I'm just going to apply that first on my cheekbone area, carve that out, and then bring that down to my jaw, and then up onto my temples, and then just kind of blend that out so it's not like too much of a harsh line. For my nose, I'm just using this Wet n Wild contour brush, and then I'm using the middle shade right here, and I'm just going to lightly draw a line. And then just going back to my small contour brush, I'm going to blend that so that it's not like a harsh straight line. For bronzer, I have been enjoying this Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer, and this is in the shade Island Thing. And this is my favorite bronzer to layer on top of my contour powder because it brings the perfect warmth to my face. Now it's time to set the entire face with a loose powder, and I'm using my favorite Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and this is in the shade Light Medium. Shade number 20, Light Medium. Working with loose powders is always super messy. The reason why I'm not baking my face is because it is colder now, so we don't really need to bake. Setting is enough. For blush, I know this is a limited edition product, but I've been loving this NARS blush palette, and one of my favorite shades in this palette is this shade right here, which is the shade Luster. I got this last year, so I'm going to try and look up if they sell the single blush powder out there. If not, I'll definitely have some other recommendations with the same tone. But I love this because it's a nice neutral blush. Oh, I know what to recommend. The Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Exposed. Love that. It's a nice neutral blush as well. So make sure you're smiling when you're applying your blush, and then apply that on top of your cheekbones. You can bring it to your nose as well, just to complete the entire look. Now let's finish the rest of the eyes. So I'm going back to my Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and I am taking a small, I'm not sure what you call this brush, from Alamar Cosmetics, but it's just like a line brush. I don't know what you call this. If you know what it's called, comment down below. I'll try to look it up. But anyway, I'm going to use that, and I'm taking the shade Burnt Orange, and I'll be applying that on the lower tear duct. That is just gonna help complete the entire look. Then I'm taking the shade Mulberry to darken it up a little bit, and I'll be applying that on the outer tear duct area. Then just going back to my blending brush and just blending that in so that we don't have that harsh line. Now I'm going to set my entire face with the Anastasia Dewy Set. Like I said, I have really dry skin, so anything dewy I love. For highlight, we're using the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. I love this. They just went back in stock. So if you haven't gotten this, go pick it up because it's the perfect highlighter. It works for me. It works for a lot of other skin tones as well, because I know people with lighter skin tones also like this. Obviously, I have more of a medium skin tone and I love it. So I feel like it's almost universal. And I use it in a lot of my different looks. As you can see, it just has a nice wet sheen look. It's also perfect for everyday because it's not like boom highlight. It's more of wow, that looks so dewy, but it looks kind of natural. Here's a nose. Inner tear duct. Now I'm nice and gluey. Okay, now it's time to put some mascara on. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and then we'll talk about the mascara in a little bit. Okay, so for mascara, I'm using the Heroine Make Volume and Curl Mascara to bring some volume onto my lashes. And this is gonna help keep your lashes up the entire day. Okay, we must not forget our bottom lashes. Since the Heroine Make Volume and Curl really brings volume, not much thickness to my lashes, I'm using the Pat McGrath, Pat McGrath Fetish Ice Mascara. So this I love for thickening my lashes, but it doesn't bring me that much volume. That's why I like layering it on top of the Heroine Make. There we go. Do you see the difference of like mascara, no mascara, mascara, no mascara? Anyway, I'm going to replicate this on my other eye. This looks like a sleepy eye compared to this. Now, a fall look wouldn't be complete without a dark lipstick. I'm using this Maybelline Stay Matte Ink Crayon in the shade Live on the Edge. So here is the finished makeup look. Like I said, this is more of a simple glam everyday look, which is why I didn't really apply eyeliner since I don't really apply eyeliner most of the time for everyday, but I did want to show you guys a good, like, nice, neutral, everyday eyeshadow look that you could wear with a lot of the fall colors. So yeah, if you like this look, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Once again, it's Eunice. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!